My name is Matt Murdock, and I am the CEO and founder of Raven SR. Raven SR is an American corporation that has a technology that began back in the 1980s of converting waste to hydrogen-rich syngas. And we are currently doing several projects in California as well as Europe.
Could you elaborate on the specific environmental benefits of converting waste into clean hydrogen and synthetic fuels? How does this contribute to sustainability and circular economy goals?
Raven's ability to convert biomass or waste actually has two added benefits. The first one is waste is everywhere, and so you have the ability to actually produce the fuel very close to where people are, which decarbonizes the chain even further. But secondly, is you're obviously now producing a hydrogen or sustainable aviation fuel that is biogenically based and actually can have a negative carbon intensity. And so it can be a carbon negative fuel. So by being able to eliminate waste and produce clean fuels at the same time, not only are we solving the fuel problem, but we're also cleaning up the environment from horrible things that are polluting our soils and our water.
Could you provide insights into how partnerships enhance the overall sustainability of Raven SR's hydrogen production process and help reducing its carbon emissions?
So Raven SR has been developing partnerships across the different spectrums. So we have a lot of very important strategic partners, one being Chart Industries, other being Hyzon Motors, other being Itochu, where we can actually, everybody does what they're very good at. So for instance, the ability to capture, compress, and then liquefy CO2 or capture the CO2 and use it in other resources is very useful because it's still, biogenic CO2 is very helpful in a lot of different applications, whether it be e-fuels or just full-on sequestration. And so by being able to partner with people and companies and professionals who have different abilities, it gives us the ability to do better at what we're supposed to be doing.
Could you share some details about Raven SR's recent contracts and MOUs and how they align with your mission of producing sustainable fuels?
Raven SR's ability to convert waste goes into a really high-grade syngas, and that syngas can either be hydrogen or sustainable aviation fuel. And so Raven has recently signed, as you know, memorandums of understanding with Air France, KLM, Japan Airlines, ANA, the IAG group, to be able to provide sustainable aviation fuel locally from local waste, which will give us the ability to produce large volumes of sustainable aviation fuel as near to the airports as possible so that they can actually blend it while at the same time processing waste from the local population centers. So sustainable aviation fuel is in high demand. There is both the benefit and also the penalties that the airlines are facing. The aviation industry is very conscious of their contributions to greenhouse gases, and I've been very impressed about how hard they're working to solve that problem. So working with these airlines is super helpful. It gives us the ability to get into the market quickly, as well as gives us marching orders where we can work. The other thing that's very fun is you can actually do a sustainable aviation fuel and a hydrogen project kind of almost at the same location. So it gives us the ability to double down, provide some hydrogen to the local economy as the hydrogen economy grows as well.
You are planning to set up 100 hydrogen producing hubs in partnership with Hyzon Motors. How many hubs are you planning for Europe, and how many tons of hydrogen are we talking about?
In the United States, one of the challenges that's being faced is the ability to get enough hydrogen into the market and also balance that with the fact that personal vehicles are not quite into the market. So our partnership with Hyzon Motors, we have an agreement to produce over 250 hubs, hydrogen hubs, worldwide in partnership with them. So we are looking at hubs in Spain, Portugal, France, the UK, Greece, as well as the United States. And each one of our hubs, if we just process about 70 tons of waste, will produce about 5 tons of hydrogen per day. 5 tons of hydrogen is probably enough for 120 large vehicles to be operating on the roads. So the partnership's great because it gives us the ability to produce fuel, again, locally, from local waste, but then at the same time, feed into a local fleet. And so Hyzon Motors comes along and does partnerships with OEMs. Hyzon Motors will come along and do work with different fleet operators, and then we can negotiate how to get that fuel to them. And to be honest, Raven will work with other hydrogen producers. So the nice thing with Hyzon is, they are obviously trying to broaden the market overall. So as they say, when the tide rises, it lifts all ships. So Hyzon Motors and the carriers we're having a lot of discussions with them.